Good morning. My name is James Mitchell, and thank you very much for a great lead-in. I endorse everything you said.
All right.
We have to remember that Lake County is, the College of Lake County is the finishing school for the residents of Lake County. We have an excellent reputation all across the nation. And I'm here to make sure, or to ensure, that we no longer have to be dependent upon the state of Illinois or the federal government to see that our students, no matter who they are, have the greatest opportunity to excel and move forward. To be held dependent upon two legislatures that we have very little control over, I think is the wrong thing. We have too much to offer here and too much opportunity for the students to move forward. And so I'm here to help separate us from the federal government and the state government. We are a rich county. We can afford College of Lake County on our own. I don't disagree with all of the things that have been said, but one of the things that's been overlooked is, to the best of my knowledge, none of the CLC trustees gets a salary for the work that they do. No high school board member gets a salary for what they do, nor do grade school. So you got to ask yourself, when you volunteer for a job, why does county board need to get $45,000 to $50,000 a year? Why do township trustees need to get the money that they get? Village board members up in Beach Park, for example, my former employer, makes $500 a meeting, if I'm not mistaken. Why do township supervisors need to make $60,000, $70,000 a year plus health care? So where I'm talking about, we can fund these things locally. The county board has a proposal for the 2020 ballot that we would elect a chairman at large. We would maybe shrink one or two county board people. I would respectfully suggest we probably only need 5 county board people and a supervisor. That would save a lot of money. We can also have enabling legislation that isn't co-opted to favor the townships, but to favor the voters, and we can do away with township government. We are basically built out. So the road and bridge functions, and anybody who lives in a municipality is paying road and bridge for the township, for the unincorporated area. These are dollars that can come back into our communities. And we're not raising any more taxes, you just keep the same amount level. And now we have the money to fund education. If education is the most important product that we want to develop in Lake County, Illinois, which I agree. The next thing we need to do is we need to take a look at education as a whole in Lake County. Have some kind of summit and say, what are we trying to accomplish between the grade school, the high school, and now when students come to the College of Lake County. When there is a huge business model, and I understand the necessity for a business model, do we have to have remedial education? We have, as board members, we have to take a look back in our own communities and say, what is going on in our grade schools and our high schools that students are coming here and needing remedial education? It's important that we provide that for a lot of different reasons. But the fact of the matter is, something has happened, and the information about those respective schools is buried in institutional research. We need to get that information out and working with partnership with our grade school boards and our high school boards to correct that deficiency and make sure that we're all in the same plane. And that when we identify, or the school district identifies, children that have problems with reading and math and some of the other things that are requirement for the testing to be able to advance and get your associate arts degree, if we can identify those problems earlier, they can be remediated earlier. Think about this. 3 times to get math or English, grade school, high school, now the College of Lake County. So we have to overbuild facilities and hire staff to meet that demand. It's important that we meet that demand, don't get me wrong, but it seems to me that demand needed to be met at the lower level. And so I believe one of the things we need to do after this election is have an educational summit in Lake County and begin to address where there are deficiencies throughout our educational system in Lake County. The other thing is we need to take a look and say, what can we do to shrink pieces of government that could be smaller and convert those tax dollars to education dollars? I think CLC, in my experience as a student this semester, is doing a very good job with regards to addressing issues of diversity amongst the staff and the students that are here. If we want to follow the concept that there should be diversity on the board, then we need to change the law, and every 10 years when you have the census, and that's when they pick whether it's 223, 322, or whatever that arrangement is. We're going to say we're going to have one white male, we're going to have one black female, we're going to have a Latino, we're going to have this or that, and that's what it is for the next 10 years. So I understand the argument, I don't disagree with the argument, unless you build something in so it's going to happen, then we'll always have this bickering going back on. The more important thing is that you hire good board trustees for the election process. I'm amazed that there are 7 people running for 2 seats. I applaud everybody for putting their hand up and wanting to run. I think this is the best thing to happen in Lake County in a long time. And so out of this mix, you're going to get somebody, people that you think are going to carry through what's going to happen. But more important is that you wind up hiring people like Dr. Weber and his professional staff so that they can hire the administrative staff and the professors that will educate in the programs that will be implemented to work with the students of diversity in Lake County. To me, if that's what you want to do, I'm all in favor of that. But I think if you want diversity on the board, then build it in every 10 years for the census. No question about it. Partnerships are important for anything that we want to accomplish. I think one of the things we may want to try and lobby the state is there should not be any educational penalties for attending a 3rd year at a community college to get additional courses that you may need. I think it's important to try and encourage all of the state of Illinois facilities to have representation at the multi-university system here or elsewhere in Lake County, so that the students who don't necessarily have the funds to be able to travel and live on campus at some other location to get a 4-year degree can still do it here in Lake County. When I was a student at the College of Lake County a long time ago, this whole multi-university system was discussed, and there was a great effort to beat back developing Fountain Square and some other stuff between Waukegan and North Chicago. And I think this was the best decision to happen for Lake County. And here again then, I would make sure that there's no transfer penalty with regards to going to any state of Illinois school, having the opportunity to maybe take a 3rd year here to get more of your undergraduate credits out of the way at a low cost. And then if you do need to go to some other institution, that's fine. But if you can complete all 4 years and even begin to work on a master's here in Lake County, I think that ought to be also our goal. As a candidate, I returned to college as a full-time student, so I've been able to participate in several student activities in addition to being a student. I've joined the Veterans Club. I've participated in Metavision on Mondays. I've attended 3 or 4 other clubs to understand what they're about, introduce myself, my fantasy, who I am, and understand what some of their issues are. I had a wonderful experience a week and a half ago. I was participating in a karaoke, and not that I sang, but one wonderful way to have young students, any students, get together in a safe environment and have a good time without drugs and alcohol. So a lot of things are happening at this campus that I found out about because I came back as a student. I also make awesome Rice Krispie treats that were sold, made a profit for the Veterans Club. Bought roses for the Hispanic Club, and social interaction. So there are a lot of things that are happening on this campus that are positive for Lake County. And I'm glad I've been able to be a part of it, if nothing more than just as a student. I would certainly like to be a part of it as a board member. I talked about different sources of income with regards to collapsing other units of government. One of the things that I think we could do here at the College of Lake County is fold up the marketing budget and do a team teaching program where we would take people from marketing, business, web development, etc., and use our students to develop the marketing program as part of the team teaching. There are some colleges now that have a multidisciplinary approach, and so by targeting students in their freshman year and say, here's an opportunity for your sophomore year to develop a marketing plan for the College of Lake County, and that would roll out in the spring, like right now for the second year students or third year students. We could save maybe $600,000 a year. I think we could take a look at speaking programs if we have to work with the Regional Office of Education, which I think there's a great opportunity that's missed there from that office, to go back in and do marketing one-on-one to the senior class and the junior class, also with parents at the same time at the colleges, at the high schools. If you got 18 or 19 of these, to have student and parent night, we can save a lot of dollars with regards to publishing costs. So we would then use our students in team teaching arrangement to develop portfolio things that when they leave here that they can take with them as a bona fide project, and we can use that in our own community. The message can get out. And the problem is with the high schools in Lake County and the Regional Office of Education. They have a thing called Teacher Institute Days. It becomes a holiday for the kids. There's no reason why every high school in Lake County, in the fall of the seniors' year, that an Institute Day couldn't be such that the College of Lake County would go out and recruit and have almost a whole day program on the respective campuses talking about the College of Lake County, having your marketing stuff, having the tables like we have here when colleges come and want to recruit our students. We can take the message directly to the high schools and also invite the parents in. At the same time, you can save some money. It's a direct message that goes into every high school in Lake County. Further, the Office of Institutional Research has got tons and tons of data. We need to be able to make that accessible to the public on the webpage so that you know which high schools have doing a terrible job, which grade schools that feed them aren't doing such a good job. Nobody likes to have their nose rubbed in stuff. The fact of the matter is there are some failures out there. And so it's not so much that we want to point out the failures, it's we want to have the partnership to identify what the issues are and put corrective programs in place. We've got tons and tons of money that we spend for social service agencies here in Lake County, and I'm convinced that they're not as effectively as they could be. I'm delighted to hear the things that Dr. Vaughn has talked about here. I'm greatly impressed. And those are the kinds of things that we can expand upon through our high schools and getting that information out directly in the students' hands to begin with. So the opportunities are already there, we're just not using them. College of Lake County has been and always is a gem. And that's part of our job as trustees, to continue to make sure that that gem shines. We have a lot of programs that address a lot of issues. That does not mean that they are the best or couldn't be improved. So part of the job of trustees is to look at the metrics, work with the professional staff, hire professional staff where we need to keep improving those programs. But again, we need to go back into the community at the high school level, and that's where the partnership begins. We also have to have partnerships we know that already exist in the business community, because the business community needs to provide the jobs. We need to provide the training so that these students have a place to go with the skill set that they need. So we're all, I think, on the same page in terms of partnerships. I'm saying that trustees also need to have a proactive role in the community, continue to sell College of Lake County.